Welcome to the Nerds Against Normality podcast. I'm Stacey Bowles and I'm here shining my pitchfork. He's up from dusk till dawn. We've got Harry Bowles with us.
Good morning.
And he'll suck you dry, Ben Sheridan. Well, I want to give a couple of shout outs to some new listeners we've got. Okay, thanks for listening. Yay. Okay, good. Nice to know we value our listeners. We have a new listener from Argentina.
Do we?
We do. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Alexa, how do you say hello in Argentinian?
Sorry, I don't speak Argentinian yet.
Sorry, I don't speak Argentinian yet.
That was very good.
Anyway.
It's embarrassing because they speak Spanish.
Oh, I'm sorry, Les.
You took Spanish at school.
It's hola, obviously. Hola.
Holla at you, girl.
Hola.
Ain't no holla back, girl. We are really pleased that you're listening. Whoever
so
you are
happy.
from Argentina, please recommend us to your friends. And we have a much closer listener, which I'm hoping you both know the language of,
Sure.
over in Ireland.
Hello, Ireland.
Hi, Ireland.
Well done.
Yay.
Well done. Anyway, so Harry, what you been up to this week?
Okay, so starting off with geeky stuff, as this is a nerdy podcast. I've started playing Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero.
Oh, how was that?
Fucking hard. Really hard.
Is it a fighting game or is it like an RPG?
No, it's a continuation of the Budokai Tenkaichi game series.
Is it? Oh,
So
okay.
it's a 3D arena. It's a bit stressful because it's not the most intuitive controls. I was saying to you could a veteran gamer could pick up Street Fighter, you could pick up Tekken, Virtua Fighter, whatever, and you could kind of get around it and play it. This is so different because there's flying around the map, there's traversal. It's tough, and the game doesn't exactly hold your hand. Like there was a petition to make the game easier when it come out, and the developers come out and literally went, "Get good."
Wow, okay.
They said, "Get good. We're not patching it. You just shit."
So are you doing?
The Dark Souls mentality.
Are you doing well with it?
I'm at that point.
What?
Let's make it easier.
Yeah.
Are you going to give in?
No.
No, of course.
What would Goku do?
What would Goku do?
Probably die. Get revived.
Get your son to do it.
Yeah.
But it starts off, you just have Goku, and as you progress through the story, because I'm still very early on in it, you unlock like different paths. I've just unlocked like Gohan's story, Piccolo's story, and Vegeta's story, I think.
Can you do a Dragon Ball style fight in it? Like, do you have those points where you can knock someone through? Like...
Oh, it's well over the top, dramatic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And there's like finishers, and if you both do like your beams at each other, they'll clash, and you have to do certain button presses to overpower them, and they'll blow up mountains. And
Okay.
So you have to finish them off.
oh yes, Vegeta, whip them off. I need to finish you off,
Okay, great.
and then we fight. This is very much like it goes into manga panels, and it's like that's how it follows the story. And they're like, boom, you're in this fight. Boom, you're in this fight. But this one has like a lot of what if scenarios. So where like at the beginning of the story, in the actual anime and the manga, Piccolo and Goku fly off and fight Raditz. That happens. In this, you can tell Piccolo to stay at home, so it ends up being a bit different.
Yeah.
And I haven't managed, like I haven't got that far into it, but I'm looking forward to seeing the what if scenarios.
Okay. I think Dragon Ball, as a franchise, has had something like 180 games released for it over its entire life cycle.
It's not bad, is it?
180 games. What could you do?
But how many of those are just pure fighting games?
Oh, it's
I
probably...
could imagine like most of them.
Yeah.
179.
Yeah,
One of them's a dress-up game.
Master Roshi Simulator. You just go around buying flashlights.
I don't understand. I can't put any of the clothes on them. Every button press takes more off.
One of them is Goku and Piccolo learning to drive.
Oh, I hope so.
And you can connect your steering wheel up then.
Oh, that would be great. If they did a Goku Piccolo driving school, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Take my money. Take my £90 because I want the DLC.
Apart from that, I've started watching your recommendation from, 7-8 years ago.
Yep.
Hajime no Ippo. Which I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You recommended it to me literally years ago.
Yeah.
but it's finally on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it literally popped up being like, you might like. And I was like, I think you're right, Netflix. I think I might like it.
The story I have for this is that I recommended Attack on Titan to Harry years ago. I recommended it to everyone I could find in the pub where we worked. And then eventually Harry saw it. Was like, oh, Attack on Titan is really good. Told everyone about it. They immediately started to watch it because they'll follow you anywhere. And then there's me, Muggins over here.
It was literally like 2 years after you had said everyone to watch it. And everyone was like, oh my God, it is actually so good.
Well done, Harry. You're so good at recommendations.
I know. I don't know how I do it. No, but it's really good. It's a really easy watch. It's a little bit dated with the perverse nature.
Some of it
goes into a bit of classic anime.
It goes very anime.
But it's still not great. Like, they go to the beach and it's like, whoa, check out the knocks on that. And it's proper like that accent as well. It's like,
oh, it is.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Nice.
It's like there's a DBS check coming up. Coming up for you. DBZ check? No. Which episode are you up to? Like, who are you at to the story right now, opponent-wise?
So there's only, I want to say 78 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Netflix says. So it better be on there, as I'll have a hissy.
I think the show has finished. Like, the anime itself is wrapped up, so you've probably got it all, I think.
Hope so. Let's let Netflix do a little, you only have 5 episodes. But, hopefully not. I'm up to 38, I think, 37. 38. He's just sparred with the featherweight champion of Japan.
Okay.
And got his arse handed to him. Completely up.
That is the thing I quite like about this show, is that it's not him. It is a very anime view on boxing, but it's not, speaking like Dragon Ball, they never do like power levels.
No.
Or anything like that. It's like, if you can't, like, he is way better than you at boxing, he is going to beat you.
Yeah,
like,
kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, and he gets the shit kicked out of him so much in this show.
It's quite cool because they reference a lot of like boxing styles. So he teaches him how to box like Mike Tyson in one of the episodes. Mm-hmm. He's like, raise your gloves up and bite your gloves. He's like, because if you bite the gloves, you'll have to keep them close to your face.
Oh, don't forget your arseless chaps.
Yeah. He has arseless chaps.
What?
Mike Tyson, he must have seen the video when he's being interviewed before the fight, and he turns around and he's basically like wearing arseless chaps. Have you not seen it?
Oh no, I don't think I have.
You've got to see it.
It's amazing.
I mean, first when he had the apple in the mouth, I thought that was weird, and then followed up by the arseless chaps.
I think all I kind of know about Mike Tyson is obviously his boxing career, and then him like knocking out someone from The Hangover on the film, not like behind the scenes.
How are you feeling today? I'm a bit hungover.
Not like he just ran at Bradley Cooper.
Also, is this why you went round the house the other day just only speaking in Rocky's voice?
No, I'm just a little bit obsessed with Rocky at the moment. Okay. I'm going for my Rocky phase.
Yeah, fair enough.
My Rocky era. I'm really enjoying it. I would recommend it to maybe not everyone, but if you are interested in anime, it's not a starter anime.
No.
What else have we been up to? Oh, not geek related, but I thought it was quite funny. So, bought myself a cheeky little surround system, which I thought I would experiment with. So, I've got a nice little setup here. Got the 4K player, got the surround sound now, got the TV to match it, set it all up. So, I thought it'd be good to use it on a nice little 4K film. And I bought Godzilla -1. And if everyone hasn't seen it, thoroughly recommend it. It's very good.
So good.
Definitely watch it.
So good.
Good friend John and Ducky come over and we're watching it, doing eating the food, watching the film. Then halfway through the film, the surround sound's kicking off a bit too much because I get a message from our next door neighbour going, "Oh, hi Harry, I'm not sure if you can hear the rumbling that's coming through. It's a bit concerning." And I was like, I messaged her going, "Oh, sorry, I got a new surround sound system. I will move the subwoofer to the other side of the room."
Yeah, of course.
And then, because I'm considerate, I'm a good neighbour.
Absolutely.
She should learn to like me more.
That is true. That's what we say about everyone.
So after the film, we obviously wrapped up. Everyone went home. And then the next morning, I get a text message going, "Morning, Harry. Sorry, it might have not been your sound system. I heard the booming sound again when I was out walking. Maybe coming from the quarry, from the building site."
Yeah. Which Harry and Stacey own.
Which is what we based the game on.
Which is what you based the game. The game that you made, the quarry.
Yeah.
I was surprised you did so badly at it then. The game that you made.
Yeah, well.
And so she sent me that the day after. I didn't message her back. I then didn't use the surround system that night. I then waited until the following day and I've messaged her going, "I had the surround system on last night. Did you hear it?"
Rubbing his hands together
Literally gaslighting
with a top
her.
hat.
So she's going, no, I didn't hear anything. I'm like, oh, great, I must have fixed it.
The good news is she won't listen to this podcast because she loves BBC Gardener's World, so we're all good.
That is true.
If you could stop broadcasting this through the subwoofer.
The subwoofer I'm now holding up against the wall to her place.
Yeah, it's very good.
Have you done it with the games and everything as well yet?
I'll have to say, I haven't set it up properly, the games, because you have to do it, you have to tell the speakers where the speakers are,
Oh, right.
if that makes sense.
I have to tell the
You have
speaker
to
where
tell
the
the-
speakers.
You have to tell the big boy speaker
Where the little boy speakers.
are.
Do you?
Yeah.
I blocked all that out from my memory because I was so traumatised when you were setting it up.
Harry, Stacey didn't react well the first time it was played.
On an eighth of the volume.
Oh, yeah.
My autism does not like loud noises.
I watched Parasite,
Oh!
and I've never seen
Oh
it.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
adamant it was a horror. I was adamant it was a horror.
I would just like to point out that I came home to Harry just watching a sex scene.
Literally, there was like no sex in that film.
Oh, yeah.
You know when it's like when your parents walk in and it's not like that. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Like the one scene in it where
Yeah, but why was there the Brazzers logo just beneath it?
Johnny.
How'd you find it? The whole film, not the banging under the sofa.
Terrific. Ejaculated 4 times.
I'm going to give this 4 ejaculations out of 5. I wonder why they
With
haven't...
Spaff again.
Oh, well, not the Spafties.
Very good.
Oh, that's going to enter our rating.
Absolutely 4 Spafties out of 12.
I thought it was brilliant. Like I said, I was adamant it was a horror. And I got about 20 minutes in and I was thinking, it's not leaning into the
No.
horror genre. So I had to pause it. And I looked up the synopsis. And it was like, it then tells you just about the family infiltrating another family.
Yeah.
And it's just really good film. I'd recommend it. If you can deal with subtitles, definitely watch it.
I can't remember in his acceptance speech. I think his name's Park Chan-woo. I think I may have got that wrong. He said there is a wealth of films out there for you as long as you can get over reading 2-inch worth of subtitles down at the bottom of the screen. So, yes, yeah, maybe we could do that because the dub as well is not very good.
I didn't know there was a dub. I just went straight to the sub.
Yeah, I mean...
So I can deal with
because
subtitles.
like you and I are used to that. I couldn't recommend like a normal... I say normal. I couldn't recommend your average film goer to watch it with subtitles because I don't know what it is. People immediately go like, "Oh, I'm not reading while watching this."
Yeah.
The thing is, the dub is often so out of sync, it's unnatural and it doesn't go with the...
Takes you out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All subs, no dubs.
Well, I'm really glad you liked it. Such a good film.
Bit tragic as well.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
It really takes a fucking turn. The last 20 minutes goes off. I don't want to talk too much because you haven't seen it.
I haven't. It was marketed to me as an Asian horror. Asian horror is just a whole nother level of
It's a whole other measure of messed up.
So I wasn't going to be prepared to go anywhere near that film.
But that's the thing. I'd say it's got one scary moment in it. But that's more, you know which bit.
I know exactly what.
But I think that's more...
She doesn't climax.
What, you mean normal?
Women don't climax.
Yeah, come on. Talk about a parasite.
Unless you're sleeping with a god.
Yeah. Last time I checked, there's none in this room. No, should that? I think, apart from one bit in it, which is...
The rays, when he comes out, he
Yes.
sees the ghost.
That is frightening.
That is horrifying.
That is genuinely quite
Because it would
frightening.
fuck you up.
Oh, absolutely.
As a kid.
And also, it's kind of... It's scary, isn't it? Because he's right. He did see a ghost.
Yeah.
Technically.
It's literally giving me shivers now.
I know, I don't like
You're
it.
not making me want to watch it.
It's one scene.
One scene.
And it's all explained.
Yeah, and it's important for the context of it. But everything else around it is not... It's just a drama.
Ben, what have you been up to this week?
I'm back at work, currently on the same project I was working on for a few more weeks. So I'm tired all the time. I'd love to talk about it, but of course I can't talk about it. What else have I been up to? Bought a few new games, just with the January sales. And I think the one that's probably one that stands out the most is Cyberpunk 2077,
Oh, yeah.
which I'd never played before. And kind of like, you remember how that launch went?
It went really well.
Oh yeah,
Without a hitch.
yeah, it's super easy. When it launched, it just got pulled off PlayStation Store, all sorts of stuff.
Refunds.
Yeah, there was disease.
Oh, I remember that.
It was like a disaster of a launch. It was like one of the worst launches like gaming's ever had. And it's like, oh.
And this game didn't just have like a bit of hype. It's been in development for like 7-8 years.
Yep.
Like Keanu Reeves is in it. He'd endorsed it. He'd come out. Was it E3?
Yeah.
Like
They would come up the studio had just come hot off the heels of Witcher 3, and they'd won every award. They were seen as like the next big, like if they could do an RPG, it was going to be them. If anyone could do it, it was going to be this studio. And then they announced they're going to do Cyberpunk, which is a huge like role-playing game before this was ever, before video games were even a thing.
Why was it so bad?
Just very buggy, very like badly optimized, just loads of glitches, loads of game-breaking bugs. Like, I didn't read too much into it at the time because I had no intention of getting it. And then it was like £25 or something.
And
fixed, yeah. They did a trailer once which came out about like, you either play the game, you win or you lose, or like, you live or you die. And then like, right at the end, they go like, but it's fine because remember, the game is fixed. And it's literally meant to be part of that speech, but everyone was talking and saying like, oh, you mean you've actually fixed the game properly now? And it's really good. I'm actually really enjoying it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I keep playing it. Keanu Reeves is really good in it. He's always near you. He's always next to you, and he just insults you all the time. So I'm like, oh, thanks, Keanu Reeves.
What kind of a game is it? Is it like action-y?
It's action-y RPG. It's such a detailed world as well. Like, I haven't fast-travelled anywhere because there's so much going on in the city, and like when you're sort of walking down the streets and it's raining and you've got the reflections of the puddles and nice like neon and there's holograms and stuff, it looks really good. But yeah, I wouldn't have.
I think that's a sign of a good game if you don't fast travel.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man, never fast travel.
Exactly. And on top of all that, we also had a bit of a full day because Harry and I took a little trip up to London. We went to London town because we went to go see the Batman exhibition, and it was good. It was good. What did you make of it? Like the exhibition is like it's all the original props from like the films, like from the '89 Batman all the way through to the Batman, which is the newest one. I suppose Joker as well is.
There's no props from what's his face? Who's the OG?
Adam West.
There's not that. They have stuff from like the original Batman, don't they? They have the clips playing.
Yeah.
They have facts about it, but there's no props there.
No.
And they have the Lego Batman mask that you showed me.
They do have the Lego Batman cowl, which is the funniest one because it is this tiny little Lego, literally a life-size Lego cowl.
It's on a straw.
In its own like protective booth, which I think is
Massive
so funny. So funny. It's very interactive and it's got a lot of good history around the props and the costumes and how they made them, nice little like Easter eggs within those costumes and such.
What's interactive?
There's bits of it that were
Everything's interactive if you just ignore the rules.
Oh, fair enough. It said don't put on the mask, but...
I'm trying to force that Lego Batman cowl on.
Ben, you push.
Take your hands off me. It was really good. Obviously, I work in that industry, so it's quite nice to see some of this stuff up close and like the sort of the work that goes into them. I also did a bit of work on the Batman.
You can tell what films got given more love because the props on some of the newer stuff was really high end.
Oh, it's incredible.
And then the props for Batman 4 with Mr. Freeze.
Batman Forever?
Yeah. Mr. Freeze's gun looked like something you could pick up at Poundland.
And it
was just spray painted.
It probably was as well.
Glossy silver.
You could see the joining point on the plastic around it. It's just and then you get
know way about
and then you get something like what I love about those exhibitions is the detail as well that gets put into a lot of these props because a lot of these props are built from scratch. So like the birthday cards from the Batman were all created for that bit, and they probably went through loads of drafts and loads of different designs and loads of different ways of doing the lettering, all this sort of stuff before they got to that point.
So I just picture Adam West being at the table and they're like, no, not from you, Adam, from the Batman.
Oh, okay.
Batman's not sending out birthday cards.
Why?
What?
Why isn't that?
Have you seen the Batman?
No.
Yes, you have.
Have you?
We watched it.
Who sends birthday cards and why is it
Riddler.
Batman?
The Riddler, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Riddler to Batman.
No, I've never seen that.
You have.
I don't remember.
We watched it.
Wow, really made an impact then.
The contrast between Nolan's and Burton's was so different.
Yeah, like the original Tim Burton Batman suit, which I love. It's one of my favourite suits.
It's the best suit.
It is the best one. Come at me. It is. But then you compare that to like the Batman, the most recent one, which looks like riot gear. And they had Batmobiles there. So it was quite fun.
It's a big bastard.
It's so big. So big.
Hit you, mate. You'd be proper dead.
Yeah. You are not. God, can you imagine getting the quote from that and compare the meerkat? Jesus Christ.
What do you drive?
Oh, yeah.
Simple.
How do you spell it? BATMOBILE. No, I can't find it.
Is that unleaded or diesel? We did notice no cup holder.
No,
Batman's going out thirsty.
Yeah.
because it's hard to pee in that suit, I think.
Surely there's a way. Surely that you can go all night as Batman, but you're gonna have to piss sometimes.
Just piss yourself.
That would just take away the mysteriousness of Batman, though. If you
Or if
saw
he
him,
was sipping on a Starbucks or something.
yeah, and if you saw him urinating, just like, all right.
I actually feel that'd be scarier. Imagine you doing a crime and he just comes out the shadow and he's halfway through pissing himself. I'd be like, oh my God.
He's finally lost it. Fucking God.
I would be like, I'm so sorry I broke your rules.
So you went up London town and you saw the oldest tree.
Yeah.
Yep, saw the oldest tree. Yeah.
Oldest tree in London City, apparently.
Allegedly.
Rumour has it.
Allegedly.
And then we went to the Science Museum, like a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, they had a lovely exhibition about steam power.
Oh.
But also,
Wow.
they had one called Game Over,
Oh.
which is a video game exhibition, which I think is still going.
Still going as
at
a
the
time recording.
Of recording.
Yes, and how many rants did you have whilst you were there, Harry?
He did manage to do what? Somehow Harry managed to get one over the Science Museum,
Immediately.
which not many people can claim. I think there's probably about 10 people in the world that can claim they've got one over on the Science Museum. And not all,
they're
the other
stupid.
nine have
Stupid.
PhDs.
I got a PhD in Sonic. It's a serious degree.
Yeah.
I paid £9 for it.
What did you do?
He's got a PhD, pretty high dexterity.
So obviously go down into the exhibition and it's awesome. You walk in and they've got like a Mario bit, a Sonic bit, Pokemon bit. They've got a 4-player bit, which is the GameCube setup, 2-player bit, and they've got
this is like
everything you can
loads and loads of consoles and
the 16-player Halo,
Yeah.
which was amazing. So you just actually spawn into a map, or in Ben's case, we
Nothing.
We went into a server where there was just Ben, and we still lost.
It was the one fucking seat available. I was like, oh, me! And I was just like, I swear they're around to someone. It's like me and Harry going around like, maybe they're underground. I'm like, trying to pilot the Banshee in like a 3-point turn. Like, they're under here.
That's so funny.
But anyway, that aside, as they also had like a timeline from 1982 or whatever, and they had
The start of video game, officially.
every year and what console come out. And so when it got to 1998, it had the Sega Dreamcast, and it was like Sega's last console, was the birth of online gaming, and it was Sonic's first 3D adventure, to which I then spat my drink on the floor.
Over a 12-year-old.
Yeah. And just like, apart from the fucking game Sonic 3D, which they've got plugged into a Mega Drive right this second as we speak. Literally, I can go over to it and play it. It's called Sonic 3D. So after this meltdown,
And it was
I got asked to leave.
It was really, so we're no longer allowed back at the Science Museum.
We've been waiting for it. That is Harry's rant of the week.
Harry's rant of the week. Just fucking
It's fucking 3D, you fucking idiot.
3D, you fucking idiot, you stupid 12-year-old.
Oh, I'm glad you had fun.
We did. Stace, what have you been up to?
So I'm a little bit late to this party, but we're just riding the coattails of festive holiday spirit, and we watched Wallace and Gromit, released around Christmas.
Oh, right.
Viewable on the BBC, I think.
Yep.
And Netflix.
And it's Netflix as well.
Oh, is it Netflix?
It's a
as
Netflix
well?
production, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched Wallace and Gromit. It was absolutely fantastic.
It is great, isn't it?
If you like Wallace and Gromit, this is just as brilliant as all the others. I think it was equally as, if not better than, the original. The Wrong Trousers.
Oh, I don't know.
High praise.
I still think The Wrong Trousers is better, but I think this is a very good sequel.
Yeah. It has some really clever kind of comedy in it that you don't notice straight away. Like he's reading a book by Virginia Woolf
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Which
Also,
is
if
funny.
you're watching this in anywhere other than the UK and you don't know much about UK culture, the presenter Anton Deck is so funny to people in the UK. It's so good. And On Your Doorstep is also hilarious. But for people who are not in the UK, those two jokes are fantastic.
Yeah.
How was your fear?
Feathers McGraw.
Yeah, you don't like it, do you? You're actually quite frightened.
It's horrible.
Which is weird. Like, well, not weird. Oh, it is actually weird. It is weird.
But this was upped because the gnome itself was terrifying.
The gnome's got some horrible like bits.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is it he says? He has a catchphrase which is a bit creepy. Anyway, he's creepy as fuck.
But you still found Feathers McGraw more scary than the gnomes.
Yeah, he's a sinister bastard.
Yeah. Is he a chicken? Is he a penguin? What is he?
Yeah. The only thing is, every time I watch a Wallace and Gromit film, I always come away feeling slightly sad for Gromit.
Gromit
he
gets
has
a bit of a bad rap.
Yeah, he has to put up with all Wallace's shit
All the time.
And he can't say anything. Like, he just does a classic eye roll and he's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Here he goes again.
Yeah.
Also love that you'd never be able to sell that house. It's got a fucking water slide going out there outside of it. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of space on the ground.
Yeah.
So
I love the fact that he got put into a zoo as well as an evil mastermind, and they're like,
that was hilarious.
How genius can he be?
as a recording, it's got a perfect 100% as well.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. I think the fact that it is stop motion as well makes it just different to anything that's out there.
It won't age.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I do really recommend it. It's a British institution, Wallace and Gromit.
It is. It's one of our best exports.
Apart from that, I also watched the Megan Fox film on Netflix, Subservience. What a load of shit.
Review coming soon.
How was it bad?
Have either of you seen it?
No, I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to see it.
I walked in at the end of it.
Well, they were banging on Mr. Time with the sofa.
I mean,
That wouldn't go amiss in this film. To be
the
honest.
premise of this film, right, is that he's lonely. He hires he makes a sex robot.
No, that's not the premise.
No, but
No.
then I'm out.
Why would I bother watching it?
His wife is ill in hospital. He works for the robotic company.
He works for the robots.
He works for the robot.
He kind of gets pushed into taking one home, and surprise, surprise, it's Megan Fox.
I hate it when that happens.
And the whole film is just centred around how can we get Megan Fox to be in her underwear as quick as humanly possible.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's something about this film then.
It's got some deep nuance.
You know,
Maybe we should do a review of it. Oh,
she literally couldn't do anything more to please him, sort of attitude. It's like, oh,
Would you say she was subservient?
I would say she was subservient.
What's the name of the film?
Subservient. Oh, that's the name of the film.
Oh my god!
What's the name of the film? ChatGPT.
But she's literally within the first 5-10 minutes, bearing in mind his wife is seriously ill in hospital, she's like, why don't you just close your eyes? I can put on your wife's voice.
Nice. The cancer's gone away. I'm back to being better again.
You know, that's, I never know what the original is, but I can tell you the Simpson episode where they did a Treehouse of Horrors where the house tries to kill Homer.
Oh, yeah. That's Haunting on Hill House, I think, or something like that. Haunting of Hill House. Yeah.
It's like that, but in robot form. And this is really bitchy of me, and I'm really sorry for this comment, but acting as a robot with no emotions, perfect for Megan Fox.
Oh, it's not a good role though for anyone.
It wasn't a standout.
Emotionless robot. It's like this awful role.
It wasn't a standout film.
So
in
not
any way.
It hasn't pushed females in film forward at all.
It's probably taken it back a couple of steps, but
Brilliant, thanks guys.
I would watch it just for the hilarity of I can't believe they've put this into a film. A good one to end it on is I also finished watching Alice in Borderlands, all 2 seasons of it. Mm-hmm. Which
How
is
was it?
It's so good. It's so good. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, I've had it recommended to me by so many different people, so I have to shout out here. Harry obviously has been pressuring me to watch it for ages. And April, my sister...
Has she watched it?
She's been telling me to watch it for years. She said if I don't shout her out, then she'd kill me. So I have to mention it. But if you like Squid Games, I would say it's on par, if not sometimes a little bit better than Squid Games.
Really?
I'm surprised that this hasn't taken off in the same way. Are you?
Well, I think
Not as many squid.
Not as many squid. Not as much game.
No.
I would imagine. I think maybe having a adaptation of anything with Borderlands in it right now is probably not the best thing to do.
Well, so I didn't watch this for a while because I assumed it was to do with the game, the Borderlands game, but it's
Is it
nothing.
not?
No, nothing to
No,
do
nothing.
with it. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Nothing to do with it. It's basically about a group of guys essentially wake up, if you like, in a completely deserted Tokyo.
Okay.
And then they get summoned to a building where they end up playing games, but the games are sort of like Squid Games in the way that lots of people die.
Right, okay.
Yes, it's not completely barren. There's like a select few have been picked to survive to play games.
Okay.
And only a select few people can survive the games.
Yeah, so you start to see the other people that have been playing the games, and then you start to see how they're living, and there's all sorts of rules they have to do, and there are different types of games as well. So you have like some that are physical games, some that are emotional games.
Depends on the suit of cards.
Yeah.
So it's all about the deck of cards, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you pull like the Queen of Hearts, that's going to be a particularly hard game because it's a Queen.
Right. Okay.
So the higher the rank the card, the harder the game will be.
Oh, okay.
So ideally you want like a 3.
Yeah.
I can't speak highly enough of it, honestly. Like the set as well. I really want to look into how they shot that in a deserted Tokyo, and they go to
Really?
Crossing, and it's completely dead and deserted a few times.
Oh, I might know how they did that.
But it's really, really well acted.
I'll have to look at that then. Again, I assumed it was a Borderlands thing.
It's really good, and the story is so good as well because it keeps you guessing. There's lots of mysteries that unravel, and
It's on Netflix. It's easy
it's
to
on
watch.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
You thought that because season 3 comes out this year,
Okay.
and you thought it wrapped up without needing a season 3, but I disagree. But I won't say any more because if you're going to,
All I'm saying is that they could leave it,
And you'd be happy to.
and I would be happy.
They
with it.
could,
Yeah.
but I'm glad they're not. I need more.
Just milk everything until it's shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
Hollywood 101.
yeah. Why end on a high?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me suckle on that teat.
Okay.
Till it's dust.
Speaking on suckling on something, shall we do the review?
Let's get on with the film review.
The film review.
What a segue. Diddly, diddly, dee.
Another trombone.
This week, we are taking a look at Nosferatu, the latest film by Robert Eggers and the latest in the Nosferatu / unofficial Dracula history. Nosferatu is an American Gothic horror, obviously directed by Robert Eggers, based on the original 1922 film Nosferatu, starring people like Bill Skarsgård as the vampire, Nicholas Hoult, and Lily Rose Depp as the married couple. It's also got people like Ralph Ineson, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Emma Corrin, Willem Dafoe. It's kind of a real smorgasbord of people.
Smorgasbord.
It's a real ooh, German. Now, this film's been working for a long time, and on a budget of...
There are a lot of big names, but I think that's where the majority of the budget went.
25 mil.
We've got 25 mil from Harry, 25 mil.
Oh, I was going to go like 50 mil.
Oh, on a budget of 50 million!
No way!
On a budget of 50 million!
Bullshit. She looked it up.
I'm
It
just
is-
so good at this.
It is as of time of recording and doing well, and it's taken how much at the box office?
I reckon it's taken 71.
71 million.
I don't think it's gone loads above yet, so I'm going to go for like 65.
So you've gone 65 and 71. You're both so close, 135 million.
I win.
It's a small victory. Before we start, have either of you seen the old 1922 film, the silent film?
I refuse to watch a silent film.
You do refuse to watch it. He'll watch subtitles. He will not watch anything quiet, though.
And black and white.
He has just spent a lot lot of money on a new surround sound
What's
system.
the point? Oh, the muteness is so loud.
Yes, I have.
You have.
Yes.
And how did
A
you
long
find
time ago.
How did you find it?
What, the original?
Yeah.
Oh, I only remember bits and pieces, so I...
She watched it in 1922, Ben. Give her a fucking break.
But how could she? Because the first film, as we established, was Alien,
1976.
which came out in 1976.
I remember it being a bit slow, and I remember it being
Quiet.
quite quiet.
Well, without further ado, should we get into the plot, chaps?
Yeah.
This film is set in the 1800s. If you couldn't tell, no phones. Weird. The time before Fortnite. Although, as we speak, probably Nosferatu is about to become a skin in Fortnite. That's some horrible cross-promotion thing.
Wang included.
So, one of the main characters in this is a young woman called Ellen Hutter, who is played by Lily Rose Depp. And she's basically has been visited by something once in her childhood that has latched itself onto her, and that is the titular Count Orlok or Nosferatu. We're going to cut forward years and years later. We've got Ellen looking a little bit slightly better now, slightly a little less crazy, and we've got her husband Thomas the Nutter Hutter. That's the nickname I made for him.
Nice.
Who is just trying to sell a bloody house. That's his whole plot in this. So I was like, I just need to sell a bloody house.
And he has to jump through some fucking hoops
Yeah.
to do this.
Ellen suffers from nightmares and standard female things. And
She's delirious.
so delirious. We've gotten to the point, so bear in mind, so we've gone from him getting the assignment, him going halfway across the world, him stopping in that place.
Halfway across the world.
Halfway across the world, yeah. I don't know geography very well. But if it's not England, all right, I ain't interested.
Germany to Romania.
That could be a long way. Where is Germany in relation to Romania?
Far.
See?
6 days as the horse travels.
Exactly. Plus a overnight stop at the Airbnb. The worst Airbnb.
Yeah. They hate customers.
Absolutely hate them. Good music though.
On repeat.
Just that one bar. And then he gets picked up and starts going towards the castle. Literally the castle from Castlevania looks like.
Yeah.
Pretty much is.
Yeah,
pretty much is. What are we thinking so far?
I'd like your opinion on
Yeah, I'd like your opinion, Stacey.
Okay.
Because sometimes we talk outside of the podcast. I don't think you've had very good thoughts about this film. The film that I chose and was very excited to see.
Yeah, well, you'll have to wait for my full thoughts.
Okay.
So
Didn't have to wait long there.
The opening bit of the film I thought was kind of slow. But
Especially as you missed 5 minutes of it.
You did.
I was eating mac and cheese for the first 5 minutes, I'll admit.
You missed the poster shots.
I was interested to see Lily Rose Depp in this because I know she's had a couple of movie roles, but I've never seen her acting in anything, and I thought she was pretty good in this.
I've seen her briefly in The Idol and I didn't like it. But she's really good in this.
Yeah, she's
That's
good.
his nick. To be fair, everyone's really good in this. There's one standout role though, but we'll get to him.
Yeah, she's pretty good in this. Nicholas Hoult obviously is amazing in this, but wouldn't expect anything different because he's great in anything he's in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought one of my first early thoughts was this is not a good period of time for costumes.
Okay.
I know it's fashion's maybe taken a bit of a turn at this time period of life, so I get it, but Jesus Christ, they're unflattering, aren't they? But no, to be perfectly honest, in this opening half of the film, they were doing a lot of the setup, and so I was kind of thinking, okay, well, I'll wait till they get into it properly, but I found it incredibly boring.
That's harsh.
It's really harsh, mate.
Incredibly boring. And I also found some of the opening bits really weird, like when he went to the Airbnb, as we said.
Yeah, the Airbnb.
It was kind of a bit freaky, but again, I got why, because they're setting up the kind of vibe of the film, fine. And then randomly, there's some naked woman riding through the forest on a horse.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
I've seen that on most Airbnbs I've stayed at. I've had that go past my window.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, loads.
Can you give me the name of your booking?
No, that's my Airbnb contacts.
So yes, that's what I was thinking. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. And I didn't think I would because I knew it'd be a bit artsy because Ben had chosen it.
And I was wearing a scarf.
Yeah. And I have been known to not appreciate the finer things in films. Actually didn't find it a slog. I thought it come on quite a good pace. I think that they had to establish why he wanted the house. He got told, if you make this sale, the big sale, you'll be able to get big time house.
Big time house.
Big time job.
Big time house for big time boy. You a big time boy? I'm a big time boy. You're the nutter Hutter. Get out there and sell a house.
You son of a bitch. You've been the best at selling houses.
God, you're going to have to go really far or really close, according to Harry, across the world.
I'm just saying it's not that far.
It looks quite far, though.
Look, as the horse flies, it's 6 days.
6 days as the horse flies.
That famous saying.
6 days as the horse swims, then flies. What?
it sets up why he'd do it, because he doesn't want to leave his crazy, deluded missus for 6 days. I mean, secretly he does.
He absolutely does.
Yeah.
You can see it.
He's like, oh no, babe, I'm going to have to go for 6 whole... And he turns to his mate and he's like, fucking right.
back in his German away kit.
Yeah.
He's kind of annoyed by her, though, isn't he? He's like, look, just doing it for us. What more?
Yeah, but what does she do?
Yeah, but I would be exactly the
doesn't
same. Imagine if someone's like, oh, by the way, I mean, if I had a girlfriend, this would be entirely different. I would never...
Continue, Ben. We're going to put this on your dating profile.
I would never leave. Ever.
The only thing that I had a nitpick with the beginning bit was that, yeah, they're in deep Germany and they all talk like they talk English, like is it?
Yeah, it's proper
but not
English.
like American English. They speak English.
Fancy
Yeah.
English.
Yeah. Which I was like, that's taking me a little...
That's-
Don't get me wrong, it would also take me out of the picture if there was like aggressive Germans. No, I enjoyed it. I at this point was very much invested. Yeah. I was looking forward to seeing Count Not Dracula and having a good time with it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Not Dracula, they do arrive at his castle. Like, I mean, he is the standout in this, is Bill Skarsgård. He seems to have a way of just portraying really, really horrible people. He is fucking scary in this.
Intimidating.
He is so intimidating. It's just creepy. He's just really... I don't like it. Harry and Stacey is very scary. Yeah, he's in the castle. He knocks and the door's open by itself, and then he walks in and he's probably thinking, this is fine.
I've just had a 6-day journey on my horse.
Surely, if the door's opened automatically and you think, well, that's not going to be invented.
That's not been invented yet.
I mean, nowadays...
Dracula was on his phone.
I mean, nowadays, wouldn't give it pause for thought. No. Like, oh, that's really cool. You got one of those automatic gates. Now,
stairs? Oh, fucking hell.
Back in the day, I'd be like, hold on a minute.
Where's the Wi-Fi password?
It is go to. It is blood. Capital B.
0 O. Exclamation.
Is that the first O or the second O? It's the first O. No, it's because I haven't connected. Oh, it's the second. Would you like to sign up to the mailing list? No, I don't.
No.
I really don't want to. You must to connect.
Oh, fine, I will.
I mean, he sounds like you'd have to be. I mean, fair play to Thomas. He's fucking dedicated to his job.
Oh, at one point it looks like he's going to piss himself.
I like that he goes and immediately, like, it's all off. Like, there's nothing. And that happens in very much the same way Nosferatu happens, as does it happen in Dracula as well. He arrives at night and he's like, oh, sit down and eat. But I just love how he's shown in there. I love that he's always in the sort of darkness, so you can't see his face properly. I love he's sort of out of focus for most of it. And then when he actually cuts his hand, or like
zooms in on his eyes.
Immediately on his eyes. I was like, oh, this thing is not fun at all. What did you guys think? I think he was so good in this.
Yeah, I have to agree with everything. I think he was like tormenting with him, and he was horrible. He was just a presence, I guess is the best word.
Rubbish host.
Yeah, he really. I don't know. He fed him.
That's the least you
gave him the Wi-Fi.
That's the least you can.
I did like the bit where he addressed him as Sir, as you would do back then.
Yeah.
And he's like, it is Lord. And it's like, oh.
Lord Drac.
I mean
Lord Count Steve. Right. I mean, in the original book and also kind of in the original film, it does a lot of Thomas, or like, as he's called something else in the original book, I can't remember what it is, but like how he is also awake during the day. He's also present during the day, and this skipped that entirely to be like, it's because it always kind of goes into a bit of a dream world for him, doesn't he? Like, he just sort of, like, he tells him to sit down by the fire, he's immediately by the fire, tells him to go to sleep, he's immediately asleep, and then it comes back around, it's like, sunset again. It just looks like a nightmare. Like, it's like a nightmare you can't get out of.
I think they did really well that, obviously most horrors, it's always the thing that you can't see, which is scary, but they did really well that he is just there, in the room with him, and we all know what he is.
Well, unpopular opinion over here, but I was very 50-50 at this moment, I have to say.
Okay.
When he went into the castle, I didn't like the look of the castle initially, because it just looked like they basically found an old ruined castle and like, yeah, let's go and film in there and light a fire.
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be a...
Segue. What would you have liked?
I think
A nice semi-detached.
also
This is my surround system.
Solar panels.
My neighbour thinks it is construction down low. It's not. It's my sound system.
Well, I don't know whether it was a little bit of a dream world as well when he walked in, because when he goes into the room and he's there, as opposed to what it looks like in the day, I don't know if that's very different. I'd like to rewatch that back and see whether it changes slightly.
It's not a set. It's a real place. It's Corvin Castle in Romania, if I remember right.
I'm not saying I would have wanted a polished look or anything, but I just
Want some British maid going around. Oh, bloody hell, Steve. You've left this castle a right old mess.
So there was that. And then also, the thing I did appreciate about it was, as you were saying, his backstory, and, you know, he was clearly uncomfortable and he just wanted to kind of get away from it. But somehow the power of... Are we calling him Dracula Nosferatu, Steve?
It's Steve.
Okay.
By his birth name.
In the book, in the origin.
Steve, yeah.
Yeah, Steve.
Okay.
Stevie, if you want to be really, really precise.
So when Stevie comes over with the power of his commands...
There's Ford Transit at the front of the castle.
And like he's telling him to sit down, and he sits down. That's clearly he doesn't have that's the power.
He's got power over him.
His power going on.
Yeah,
that was quite cool. I was very 50-50 on Stevie as a character. I couldn't make up my mind whether he was scary or he was a parody of himself. And some moments he looks scary when you do see him.
Yeah,
but in that opening scene, I actually laughed out loud in the cinema because he was hysterically terrible.
Which I suppose the other cinema goers loved.
He's very slow and stuff, and I get that he's dead. I'm on board with that. But there was this moment where he was like, "Have something to eat."
Oh, it's like he's in the room with us.
And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, it was just a parody of himself at times in the way that he was speaking. It was, I think, because I'd been a little bit bored at the start of the film, and so the two just didn't kind of fit together at this point.
Okay.
So I wasn't on board at this point in the film.
No. Okay, fair enough. So it all goes back to. We go back to where is it called? Wisborg, that's it. We go back to Wisborg.
Takes him 20 minutes by Uber. Or 6 days as the horse flies.
Absolutely. Elle's freaking out a lot because it's, she's having these horrible nightmares and all these horrible visions.
All coming back. All of her visions are coming back.
Yeah, all of her visions and such.
That's while he's still in the castle. So
he he's obviously trying to find his way back to her because he gets saved by a load of nuns. Oh, what a fantasy. Do you have a Wi-Fi password?
G-O, or is it a 0? D. Oh, don't worry about it.
So she's obviously having a bad time, and she gets a doctor assigned to her, who is the most...
Dr. Morphine.
Yeah, Dr. Morphine. He's the most 1800s doctor that's ever existed.
And the most British man you've ever met.
So British. Oh, I can't think of anything to solve this problem. Probably just put her to sleep, really. Just keep putting her to sleep until the problem resolves itself, really. But yeah, he comes back. And so does Dracula follows. Oh, not Dracula, Count Stevie.
Steve turns up.
Stevie comes in on the P&O cruise, unleashes all that plague of rats, etc., etc. And, just a really cool shot when that hand goes over the city. That was a good shot, Colin. You've got to admit, that was a good shot.
So the plague
Plague of rats.
arrives.
Plague of rats, which happens in Nosferatu, doesn't happen in Dracula.
Okay.
So, the Plague of Rats is, made for the films to show, it's a whole, he brings with him death. And that is also a very, Dracula thing. He does bats and rats and dogs.
Anything that rhymes.
Anything. Slats. Mats.
Rats.
Tats.
Cats, yeah. Gnats.
Zubats.
Zubats.
Damn!
So... I'm going to say straight away the drugging of her is obviously really not cool. Really not cool.
Okay. That's your opinion.
Keeps her quiet though, doesn't it?
It does.
It does, but it was bordering on the quite funny because she's literally screaming out for help, and it's like, you know what, I'll just chloroform her a bit more. Should be fine.
Stop being so hysterical is what I say.
Exactly.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
But I do get, like, the family are a bit at a loss at that point, aren't they? Because they're like, oh, she suffered with this a bit before, but now it's really becoming a problem.
There is a...
Like, oh, I sent my really good friend off to go and do this deal. I said I'd look after his wife, but
I do like
she's
that.
becoming a bit annoying.
There was a point in the cinema where she's like staring out into the water and she's like, oh, I missed others so much. And I was thinking, God, you must be a right laugh at parties. Oh my God, you literally like, oh, there's Elle, don't go.
Don't bring up Thomas.
And when she's had enough, we're just going to chloroform her to
I
sleep.
mean, I don't blame her. She came face to face with Nosferatu.
So you said this earlier, this Nosferatu, but she is overage.
Not the first time, though.
I think the first time as well.
No, she says she was like a child.
Moving on.
Different times.
What age was she?
What?
But the moment that he did start to come on land, on board, whatever you say,
Yeah.
and all the plague and the rats and stuff, at that point I started to get a little bit more invested in the film.
So from 0 to like 4% invested.
Well, like, because these are all the kind of tropes that you associate with, so I get all that, but it started to become a little bit more fast-paced at that point. Things were happening,
Yeah, and also everything was coming around full circle. Like his assistant, hilarious. Do you remember his boss, who was then like the guy who was working for Dre?
Yeah. The rat man.
He was just having a bad time of it. That was a big laugh at the cinema when he walked in his chair.
And he's like, help me!
His chair's falling off.
Oh, it's at this point in the film when William, the friend, turns up.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's a good guy. He's a little bit unhinged.
Yeah, he is unhinged. Like, he's just a bit mental. But
And everyone kind of just disregarded him. He's like, he's cuckoo. He's talking magic. He's talking about things that don't make any sense. And he obviously is talking sense. And you're about to witness why.
Yeah.
But he wasn't interested when they first turned up, was he?
No.
Because he was like, oh, yeah, whatever. And they were like, oh, yeah, but the rats. And he was like, rats, you say? What about cats and bats?
And Zubats.
That was a good little... and lats. Just doing pull downs. But yeah, he's just mental. But he does figure out really quickly, though. Like in the original books, it takes like forever for them to figure out, this is Dracula, this is happening, X and Y. And then...
The first time he meets her, was her name Ellie?
Elle, yeah.
Elle. She levitates. So I think, and they're like
Just chloroform her.
Get the chloroform ready.
oh, but has she had her period yet? Yeah. And he's like, it's clearly not a period. She's levitating. She's clearly possessed.
I mean, I don't know. I grew up with a lot of women in my life. I've seen the same sort of stuff on a period.
I really enjoyed Willem Dafoe's character. I thought he was like the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, he's very... So in the... As I was saying to you before, like after we got out, he's Van Helsing.
Yeah.
He does kind of like make his own rules up, and he's very focused on like, we need to do X and Y. We need to kill Stevie, and that's it. Like nothing else matters. He's really good as well. I loved when he goes up against Elle when he visits her, and he says like, you've got 3 nights. And he's like, you need to surrender to me after the 3rd night, otherwise I'll literally like plague everyone.
That is a bit of a bullshit moment. She has to go to him of her own free will.
Yeah.
Right? That's part of the conditions. He can't force her.
Yes.
But then also just forces her.
He kind of blackmails her.
Which is forcing, right?
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Yeah. I'm not going to force you. But if you don't do it in 3 days, I'm just going to kill everyone.
I mean, he's already raped her as a child, so,
So I think at that point, we can't really go into anything.
No, because then it all starts to come to a head there. The plague gets worse. People start to figure out they need to kill Dracula, or like it just is going to get far worse and a lot more people are going to die. But we can't go into that until we go into spoilers. So what did what did you think of it?
I would absolutely approve it.
Yeah.
Give it an approval. I understand some people might find it a bit too slow and maybe a little bit artsy. But no, I think there's enough enjoyment to be had. I would say it's not the scariest horror out there. It had more horror elements.
I think it's been marketed a bit strangely as a horror. You're gonna
it's not a jump and a minute.
I really, really liked it as well. I think it was, I really like the director, and he's been wanting to make this film for like 10 years, and he finally got to do it. And it's weird, and it's a bit different. And it's nice to have a film that's doing well, that's a bit weirder and a bit different. And like from Sonic 3 to this, it's been a real hit after hit, really, for me. So yeah, fully not approved for me. Stacey.
I feel like I'm going to get so much stick for this, but It was interesting. It is different. I appreciate they've taken a lot of homage to the original, and that's really cool because I appreciate those flashbacks. But I just would love them to have updated it a bit more in many, many ways. I found it slow. I found it dull. It's, and I know this is a stylistic choice, but it's pretty black and white in most places, very grey toned. It's not for me. I don't traditionally like either horror or vampire films though, so I take what I say with a pinch of salt, but I'm afraid
and a sprig of garlic.
I will I will not be nan approving this.
2 against 1. Oh,
It's just not 100% nan.
no.
Sorry.
2/3. All right then. Nice.
Spoiler time.
Spoilers. It all kicks off. Elle sacrifices herself in it. That and the final scene with him like in the sunlight is horrible.
When he's like just
bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. It's so.
looks practical.
I think it was. There's some CGI in this because of course there has to be, but a lot of it is done as practically as it could be. I like the choice as well. I like that Elle makes that choice.
She comes to that decision alongside
You like
William
that she
Defriend.
makes that choice.
Because it's her choice to do it. There's also no guarantee that their plan wouldn't work.
Oh man, I found that so problematic, so problematic. And I get this is in the olden days and stuff, but she's been raped as a child by this man. Yes, he's all powerful and can bend her to his will and whatnot, but she literally
she gets the last laugh.
Yeah, she kills him.
She kills the immortal.
and herself
Yeah.
by having sex with him. Great. She willingly gives herself up to him because it's for the greater good and all that stuff. But that's
greater good.
It's so problematic. It's awful.
The other way you end it is that they kill him Hollywood style, and then it just becomes a generic ending, right?
I hear what you're saying, but
Plus, Willem Dafoe in that book says like the only way you can kill Stevie. The only way Stevie can be killed is by someone willingly giving themselves over to him and like holding him there until sunrise, which is exactly what she does. Because there's no other way to do it.
This is one of the things that I would have liked to have been updated and up.
But then what would have been a
upgraded.
good ending for you then?
It could have even been that Nick Holt gave himself up.
But it has to be a
something.
female.
Why does it have to be a female?
Because it says it in the book, it has to be a female.
Well, don't say it in the book.
But in the book that they've got, it's like
Get a different book.
Again, I don't know.
Go to the library.
Again, I don't know. I don't know if Stevie is bisexual. I don't think he's going for blokes.
I think that's grossly untrue. I mean, I know you can debate around what Nosferatu v Dracula is and all that stuff, but historically, that whole thing is it doesn't matter. They're open to all. They're evil.
Care.
They're up for anything. But I just found it gave across all the wrong messages. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the theme of like an abusive relationship, but I can understand the parallels of that. And he's clearly trying to do that in this film. But I think that she takes sort of her own responsibility in her own way out, tragic as it may be. Because bear in mind, it's also a gothic horror.
She summons him, right? In the beginning.
She tells him.
He doesn't approach her.
I wouldn't know because I missed the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah, you missed the poster shots. You missed the poster with the curtains flapping and he's right behind him and he's not there anymore. We've all been there.
I'm so horrified I've sat up.
And she slayed back down again.
He literally summoned him. It's not... He doesn't hunt her out.
Yeah.
She summons him. She then ties not like a ceremony.
Like a blood omen thing.
Blood omen. It's going like, we're going to end up together sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then she's like, lol, I'm with, what's his name?
Tom, I'm with the nutter.
I'm with the nutter.
He's like, oh, sorry, I'll back away.
Yeah. And then he's come back to claim what's his, which obviously isn't right. But yeah, she summoned him.
Also, let's just remember the section where she's becoming hysterical again. She's crawling across the floor, being creepy as fuck towards old Nutter.
That's a really good bit.
Yeah, great.
That's great.
You know what he decides is appropriate?
I can't remember what he does.
I'm going to have sex with you.
No, she tells him to.
Yeah, clearly she's out of her mind.
Laser lay, mate.
Pardon?
A laser lay.
That's going on the socials.
Being hysterical, let's chloroform her some more. She's been taken over by the devil. Do you know what? Let's have sex with her. She might cheer up.
Yeah, literally Thomas goes there to kill him Because he's like, no, we're not going to sacrifice you. She makes that decision. They're not like, let's just let that happen. Apart from William Dafoe. He's a Dafoe.
Yeah, he's gone to friend to Dafoe.
Yeah.
What I would say is even better than Lily Rose Depp was Emma Corrin.
She's really good.
I really enjoyed her storyline more so.
Is that Rat Mum?
Rat Mum Scasper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rat Mum.
And I feel kind of sorry for her because all she does is offer her to stay with her for the night as like a, stay with me, it'll be safe and stuff. Oh wait, I'm being gnawed by rats.
I liked because again, in the original book, she gets turned first and killed first, and that's when they're like, oh, Stevie might be here. Like, how can you tell? They're like, well, she'd just come out of the crypt and we'll just bury her. But that's also kind of why she dies and the kids die, is because when she's shagging the Nutter Hutter, she knows that Count Orlok can see them. So that's why he kills the kids and the wife in like retaliation for that.
Oh.
And then Aaron Taylor Johnson goes for like, oh, miss me wife, and just lies down next to her.
That's Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Shut the front door.
I will not. I'll throw open that door on its own, and you'll be like, whoa. Yeah, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah.
And then he gets the plague.
Yeah, he dies really quick. Dies really quickly.
And do you know what he does before he dies? He has sex with his dead wife's body.
Does he? I think that's a bit.
That's what I took away from it.
That's what I took away from it. Yeah.
One last pump.
Mate, if it's there.
A laser lay.
Laser lay.
Anyway, so we come to the end of the film, but I would also like to say, because you referenced it earlier, I was also surprised to see his dong.
It's
Yeah.
an impressive dong.
I like the fact that some poor CGI bastard had to do that frame by frame.
I mean, I hate
And the
it.
director's like, I'd like a bit more swing on it, please.
It's missing something. I don't know what it is. It's not CG.
Fair play.
It's also not his.
Oh, good.
That is a prosthetic dong. A prong, as we would call it in the biz.
So
Yeah, which means there was some poor person that
poor
had to
makeup artist.
poor people that had to make multiple versions of a dong, and then they had to go down the line and be like, I want that dong. They're like, great, well now we're going to have to make 5 versions of this dong, and in case one of them falls off or gets trapped in a door or something. What a time to be on set. God, I'd love to have been there.
Hit us with some trivia then.
I'll hit you with some fucking trivia. According to Bill Skarsgård, his voice was the aspect of the part he worked hardest at, spending 6 weeks before shooting, not doing much else than just record himself. He trained with an opera coach to lower his voice an octave, a full octave, to make the voice as believable as possible.
He basically did lap pull downs for his
On
voice.
his throat.
Yeah.
And that's how he described it this. He went, I basically did lap pull downs. William Dafoe did a scene right at the end, obviously, with 2,000 live rats.
That's what you're
They
saying.
have got such strict laws, because I've worked with like rats and that sort of stuff before. So you can't just get one from one company, because no company's got 2,000 rats. You can just train. So you have to like segregate them. Is the best way of describing it. So in that scene when they're looking through and you can see all the real rats are in the foreground, and they're all divided by like Perspex clear plastic cages. So you can keep track of whose company has got whose rats, because you have to get the exact same amount of rats back at the end of the day. It's a nightmare to shoot that sort of stuff.
Can you just imagine someone from one of the rats companies being like, so there's John, Fred, but wait a minute, that's not Bill.
After filming Wrapped, the director Robert Eggers gave a few gifts to some of the cast.
I hope he got a massive dong.
The Wi-Fi password.
You may all finally have...
Lily Rose Depp got, what do you think she would have got?
The locket with her hair in it.
Yes, she got the locket. She got the locket with her hair in it. And Nicholas Hoult, what would Nicholas Hoult got as a wrap gift?
Don't know.
He got Bill Skarsgård's prosthetic penis.
Oh, he did.
I was going to say the penis is a little funny. And it was a true.
Yeah, apparently there's a scene,
Passing of the torch.
Robert
I have used this penis, and now you must use this penis.
It's like a Highlander.
Protect us.
I am part of the Order of the Dong. And now I give this to you, this flaccid torch.
Off to Brazzers you must traverse. It is 7 days as the horse lies.
Robert Eggers asked after a certain scene, how was that for you? Nicholas Hoult said, I could feel his prosthetic penis on my leg. And then as a wrap gift, Rob got it framed and he sent it to my house.
Nice.
And another thing I quite liked was that because I was wondering this during during the film, every nighttime scene looks quite blue.
They had Eiffel 65 come on live. That's what was happening, yeah?
It's
a rap, guys. I'm blue.
Well, that's ruined that bit of trivia. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Blue Man Group, go.
It's just not blue enough.
That's quite good.
Go to the trade bar.
I think you should be in a real Blue Man's Group.
Maybe I am in the Blue Man Group.
Maybe it is.
It's very blue, abba-dee-dabba-die.
Yep.
In the night scenes. And so they shot all them in the daytime.
Oh, just put a filter on.
Well, that's what I thought they did, but apparently they ran it through, in post-production, they got rid of all the grid and green channels in the colour to make only blue remain.
Yeah.
So it's very day for night because you can see everything, and usually if you can see everything and it's very like blue tint in a film, it means they shot it in the daytime and they've just tinted it to the nighttime. And Robert Eggers, the director, first made a play of this. He did a school play of Nosferatu back when he was 17 years old, which sort of set him on his path as a director. So he's been trying to make this for about 30 odd years, and he did mention in an interview when questioned, no, the SpongeBob Nosferatu is not in this, I'm afraid. And he said, believe me, if I could have gotten away with it, I would have put it in there. Well, that is Nosferatu. Now I'm going to go hang upside down and go through my Hot Topic era again. But nice. Now we combine two, Sonic 3 and Nosferatu. We've done it. Stacey, do you want to take it away?
Okay, so we've been Nerds Against Normality. Thanks for hanging with us. Catch all of our latest episodes every Wednesday wherever you get your podcast from. Please follow, rate, like us on social media for more exclusive content. And if you have a question or something you want us to review, please email us at nerdsagainstnormalitypod@outlook.com. Love you, bye!
Bye-bye!